Jeffrey Epstein's crimes weren't a secret. They were documented, reported, and investigated multiple times. The question isn't what happened. We know what happened. The real question is, how did someone with this much evidence against them walk free for so long? And why did it take decades for justice to even begin? Let's look at what the official records actually tell us. Here are the facts, sourced from court documents and investigative journalism. No speculation, just what's in the public record. 2005, Palm Beach police receive a complaint about Epstein from a parent. The detective assigned to the case, Joseph Recarey, starts digging. What he finds is disturbing. He identifies 34 potential victims, most of them underage girls. He interviews them, he gathers evidence, he builds a case. 2006. The case is so serious that the FBI opens a federal investigation. This isn't just local anymore, it's federal sex trafficking. Evidence piles up, flight logs showing trips with minors, phone records, scheduled appointments, victim testimonies that corroborate each other. Multiple girls describe the same patterns, the same locations, the same methods of recruitment. The evidence is strong enough that federal prosecutors begin preparing an indictment. 53 pages, multiple counts. This is the kind of case that should end with decades in prison. 2008. Here's where everything falls apart. Despite all that evidence, despite federal charges being prepared, Epstein pleads guilty to just 2 state charges. Not federal trafficking, not multiple counts involving minors. 2 state prostitution charges. The sentence? 13 months in a county jail, not even a federal prison. And he gets work release. He leaves jail 6 days a week to go to his office. Let that sink in. A man with evidence of trafficking dozens of underage girls serves barely a year in a county jail with permission to leave almost every day. The plea deal was negotiated by then U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta. Years later, in 2019, a federal judge reviewed this deal and ruled it was illegal. It violated the Crime Victims' Rights Act. Why? Because prosecutors never told the victims about the plea agreement. They cut a deal in secret. The girls who testified, who cooperated with investigators, who relived their trauma to help build a case, they weren't even informed it was happening. But here's the most disturbing part of the plea deal. Hidden in the language was immunity for potential co-conspirators. Unnamed individuals who allegedly participated in or facilitated Epstein's crimes were given blanket immunity. They were never charged, never investigated, never even publicly named in the agreement. 2019. A decade later, investigative reporter Julie K. Brown at the Miami Herald publishes a series called Perversion of Justice. She tracks down victims, she reviews the old evidence, she exposes how badly the system failed. The series goes viral. Public pressure mounts. In July 2019, Epstein is arrested again, this time on federal sex trafficking charges in New York. Finally, it seems like justice might happen. Then, 1 month later, on August 10th, Epstein is found dead in his cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center. The medical examiner rules it suicide by hanging. His death sparked countless conspiracy theories, but here's what the official investigations found. The guards didn't check on him when they were supposed to. Cameras malfunctioned. He was taken off suicide watch despite a previous attempt. Whether you believe it was suicide or something else, one thing is clear. The system failed again. He died before facing trial, before victims could see him convicted, before the full scope of his network could be exposed in court. Now let's talk about how this happened. 3 major systems failed, not allegedly, documentably. Failure 1, law enforcement. The 2020 DOJ Inspector General report is damning. It found that the FBI had credible allegations about Epstein as early as 1996. 1996! A victim reported him in connection to another case. The investigation wasn't pursued adequately. That's almost a decade before the Palm Beach case even started.
Even after the 2005 Palm Beach investigation, things moved slowly. The lead detective, Joseph Carey, later said in interviews that he felt pressure to back off. The Palm Beach police chief told the media they'd never seen this level of interference in a case. According to the 2006 police report, officers were told by officials that Epstein was above their pay grade. Think about that phrase, above their pay grade, as if wealth determines whether laws apply to you. Failure 2, the justice system. The 2008 plea deal wasn't just lenient, it was structured to protect people beyond Epstein. According to court records and later reporting, here's what federal prosecutors had. Evidence involving multiple victims across state lines, which makes it federal trafficking. Testimony from victims describing systematic recruitment. Flight logs showing transportation of minors. Financial records showing payments to recruiters. This wasn't a weak case. This was a strong case that got buried under a deal that gave Epstein and his associates a way out. The deal was made without victim notification, which is why a judge later ruled it was illegal. But by then, Epstein had already served his time. You can't undo that. And here's something most people don't know. The deal included a clause that shut down the federal investigation. It didn't just let Epstein off easy, it closed the door on investigating anyone else involved. Failure 3, institutional protection. Here's what's documented about how Epstein maintained access and credibility despite being a registered sex offender after 2008. He continued making donations to academic institutions. MIT accepted $750,000 from Epstein after his conviction. Harvard had similar connections. Both institutions later conducted internal reviews and admitted they failed to properly vet his background. He maintained financial relationships with prominent individuals in business and science. He attended exclusive events. He was still flying on private jets, still hosting gatherings at his properties. Being a registered sex offender didn't stop his social or professional life. His wealth insulated him. The 2006 Palm Beach police report documented something else. Epstein's legal team was aggressive and well-funded. They hired private investigators to follow the detectives working the case. They dug into victims' backgrounds, looking for anything to discredit them. They fought every subpoena, every warrant, every step of the investigation. This is what unlimited legal resources look like. So what happened after his death? Did everything just end? Not quite. Ghislaine Maxwell, arrested in July 2020, convicted in December 2021 on 5 federal counts, including sex trafficking of minors. She's currently serving 20 years in federal prison. Her trial revealed critical details. Flight logs showing she traveled with Epstein and victims. Testimony from multiple women describing how Maxwell recruited them, sometimes approaching them in public places like schools or parks. Photographic evidence of her with victims. The jury heard it all and convicted her on most counts. Her conviction proved something important. This wasn't just Epstein acting alone. There was a system. There were people who facilitated, recruited, and enabled these crimes. Civil cases. The Epstein Victims Compensation Program was established to provide settlements to victims without them having to go through lengthy court battles. According to public records, the program processed claims from over 150 women. Many received settlements. While money doesn't undo trauma, it was an acknowledgement that these crimes happened and caused real harm. The Unsealed Documents. In 2024, a federal judge unsealed nearly 1,000 pages of documents from a 2015 defamation case involving Ghislaine Maxwell. These documents included depositions from witnesses describing what they saw and experienced, flight logs from Epstein's private planes showing who traveled where and when, address books and contact information revealing his network, and detailed victim testimony about recruitment and abuse. These documents named various individuals in different contexts, some as witnesses who saw things, some as people who flew on Epstein's planes for legitimate business reasons, some with more serious allegations attached. Here's what's important to understand. Being named in these documents doesn't automatically mean someone committed a crime. Context matters. Some people didn't know what was happening. Some may have suspected but didn't act. Some may have been directly involved. Without criminal charges and trials, we have to be careful about making accusations. What we can say is this: the documents revealed that Epstein's operation involved multiple properties, regular travel, scheduled appointments, and a network of people who, at minimum, were around when some of this was happening. Here's what the evidence shows clearly. Epstein trafficked and abused minors over decades, starting at least in the late 1990s. Multiple institutions failed to stop him, despite having evidence. His wealth and connections provided protection at critical moments.